Hello everyone, Drew CPA here for Biz Mondays. In this video, we're going to look at the W-4 form. Recently, the form has been changed. So if you have recently been employed or if you're looking to change your tax situation, the form W-4 must be submitted. This form is the form that determines the amount of tax that is withheld from your paycheck. So we're going to look at how to correctly fill out this form. So here we go. All right, let's jump right into our W-4 form. Form has 5 steps on it. 5 steps. First one, ask for your name, address, state, city, zip, and whether or not you are single, married, or head of household. It also asks for your social security number, and then there is a notice to make sure that your name matches the name on your social security card. That is just a reference for the Social Security Administration so that your income is tabulated correctly for Social Security at retirement. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to make sure you fill in this information. You are going to check the appropriate. And if you do not have multiple jobs, all you have to do is scroll down to step 5. You're going to sign, date, and that is it for you. You would have completed the W-4. If you're on the employer side, you're going to fill in this information at the bottom, which is your name, address, the date of employment for the person who is submitting the W-4 to you, and you're going to place your EIN information right here, and the form would have been completed. If you have multiple jobs, then you have to take additional action. So if you have more than one job, you are married filing jointly, and you work and your spouse work, and you want to get a correct calculation on that, then you want to go to excuse me, step 2, multiple jobs or spouse work. Now, if either of you, if each of you rather just have one job, then you can just click this box right here. Okay, there's A, B, and C in this section. You can use the estimator, and we'll look at that in just a second. You can use the multiple job worksheet, which is this thing here on page 3. This little thing here. Okay, so you see 2B, step 2B, page 3, multiple job worksheet. Or if there's only 2 jobs total, you may check the box here. The option is accurate if the jobs are similar, and this is a good notification here. So if the jobs are not similar, this might not be your best option. But if the jobs are similar in terms of earnings, then checking this box would be appropriate. So step 2, multiple jobs. The estimator, very, very good. Ask you a detailed amount of questions that lead you to produce a more accurate result. Or you can go to the multiple worksheet. So let's do B first, and then we'll come back to A. So what does B do? Let's go to B. Okay. B asks you 2 jobs. If you have 2 jobs and you're married filing jointly and your spouse each have 1 job, then you can basically do this section right here. What is it asking you to do? It's asking you to go to the appropriate table on page 4. Whatever answer you receive from that table, you are going to plug it into this box right here. Let's go to page 4, and you are going to take, if there are 2 jobs in the household, let's say one job is 100,000. Okay, the higher paying one. The other one is 80,000, a lower paying job. We're going to take the higher paying job over here and the lower paying job over here. We're going to find the cross section. So we're going to run all the way across, and the cross section is right here. So we're going to take 12,920, and we are going to move 12,920 back to here. So this would be 12,920 would be on this line. Okay. All you then have to do is to scroll down, because it will tell you then skip to line 3. So you would go down to line 3, and I had this in here. Let me remove that. Line 3. How often do you get pay? If you get pay every week, then you put 52. If you get paid twice a month, then you put 24. And if you get paid bi-weekly, then you put 26. So let's put 26 here. Okay. You're then going to take this number and you're going to divide the number by 26. So you're just going to follow the math. You're going to take the 12, 920, and you're going to divide that by 26. And you are basically going to put the number here, 496, 496. And then you're going to take that number and you're going to move it to 4C. See that? So you're going to go back. You're going to plug the number here. And you are basically done. You are basically done. That is your form. You can then use additional things in this step. So if you have 2 jobs, what I just did would have sufficed. If you have more than 2 jobs, 3, say you have 3 jobs, then you move on to the additional steps. If you have 3 jobs, you're going to take the 2 highest paying jobs and you're basically going to do exactly what I just did again. So if you have 3 jobs, say one is 80,000 and the other one is, let's say 60,000. So you're going to take 80,000 and here's 60,000. So here's your intersection. Okay. 9420. You're going to go back and you're going to put 9420 here. You also have to do another thing. You're going to take the 2 highest paying jobs, all right, and you're going to add them together as a total. All right, so you're going to have to go back to the sheet. Okay, so you're going to take the 80 and the 60 is 140. So now you are in this lane. And say the third one is 30,000. So then you're in this lane and 30,000 would be the lowest one. So now you're in this lane. So 71. So you're going to go back and you're going to put 71 on this line. You're then going to follow the math. You're basically going to take the 9420 plus the 71. You're going to add those together. And you're basically going to plug it into this line right here. 16520. Okay. You're then going to do the same thing that you just did, which is to take this number divided by the amount of pays you have and whatever you got. Whichever number you got, you're going to plug it here, 635. You're going to move that same place, 4C. Okay, so you're going to come all the way over here and you're going to put it in there. You're going to put it in there. All right. And that basically concludes this section in terms of the job. The other thing you can do is go to the estimator. If I click this link, and I'm going to do that now, it will launch me right into the estimator. And the estimator is what you are looking at there. And the estimator has 6 sections leading to the results. You're basically going to the About You section and you're going to fill in the information. As you click one thing, as you can see, the answers are changing at the bottom. So it's very intuitive. So you're just going to keep going through this section, answer the questions as you're going through. You're going to see this notification here because it's telling me that I basically have adjustments that would come in based upon the information that I've entered in step 1, step 2, or step 3. So as you're going through, the answers changes based on, well, not the answers, the options changes based upon what you've entered in the prior screen. So this is the estimator. You're going to go through, you're going to plug that information in, and once you obtain the result, you're going to go ahead and make sure that you put that in right here. Okay, right here. And that would conclude your step 2. Step 3 would be about your dependents, right? So if your income will be 200,000 or less, or 400,000 if you're married and filing jointly, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to do this. So you basically In this scenario, I've already put in you have 2 children. That meets the criteria here, so you're going to put 4. And let's say you have 2 other dependents that meets the dependent criteria rules. You're going to put 1,000. You're going to add those 2 together, 5,000. You are done with this line. Step 4. Step 4 has to do with other income. So if you have some other passive income for which you want additional taxes to be taken out of your pay, so that at the end of the year, you want to make sure that the adequate amount is withheld to not only take care of what you are getting on your W-2, but to take care of some of this passive income. You can put that here so that happens. Deductions. There is a deduction worksheet on page 3 at the bottom that you can use to assist. And whenever you get that result, you're going to plug it right here. Let's see what that says. If you go, here it is. So if you have deductions that you are going to put in, meaning you are going to be itemizing rather than taking the standard deduction, you can load the stuff in. Home interest, contributions, SALT, which is state and local taxes. Of course, that is capped at the 10,000. Medical expenses in excess of the 7.5%. You're going to put that information in here. You're going to look at what is appropriate for you. You're going to put that in here. Then you are going to follow the instructions. Okay, if line 1 is greater than line 2, subtract line 2 from line 1. If line 2 is greater than line 1, then enter 0. That simply means that you should go with the standard deduction. All right, so these are the standards. This is your itemization. So it's basically telling you that if your itemization is less than your standard, then go with your standard. Okay, so that's what the form is driving at right there. That's what the form is driving at. And that concludes the W-4 form. So don't be intimidated by this form. A lot of folks, when you come in here, chances are you do step 1, you'll have to just jump to step 5 after that. Or you'll jump into step 2, you'll run through the calculator that we looked at. Or you may have to jump to the worksheet on page 3. Okay, so remember, first one, 2 jobs. You want to get the accurate amount. Higher paying, lower paying, find the cross section. You're going to go back, you're going to plug it in here. If you have 3 jobs, you're going to take the 2 highest ones. The first one being on the low side. On the high side. Second being on the high side. And you are going to plug that in here. You're going to then add those 2 jobs together and use the third as the low side. You're going to plug that in here. Find out how many times you're getting paid for the year. You're going to put that in here. Then you're just going to follow the math. Follow the math. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the W-4. Remember, if your situation is complex and you think you need intimate guidance, definitely don't forget to consult your accountant. Or you can just drop me a comment. Maybe I can answer you offline. But this is the form. Don't be intimidated by it. Make sure you fill one out correctly so that the appropriate amount of taxes are withheld from your pay. We want to make sure that at the end of the year, right, you're getting a refund. Not too much now. Remember, a big refund means that the government has your money all year. You want to either get a small one or you want to owe just a little bit, but, not too much. You want to make sure that the appropriate amount is being withheld. When that happens, the IRS don't owe you, you don't owe the IRS. Of course, we know that's virtually impossible. There has to be an owing of or a paying of some kind. But we want to make sure that we minimize your year-end liability. So fill that form out and don't be intimidated. Thank you for watching. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. We'll catch you on the next video.